Hello, Coach Heather here. Hope you're having an absolute amazing day. It's third time's a charm. We've been trying to get on here live 3 times, so here we are. If you are considering writing a book, if you're wondering if a book would help you grow your business, you are absolutely in the right place. And talking about right places, I am in a new office space and I'm still learning the lights a little bit in the room and getting settled. So there we go. Thank you for your patience with me, but I think we're in a good spot right now. I want everybody to see me and hear me. Have a piece of paper and a pen out if you're a note taker, because we are going to talk about the benefits of writing a book. And so you may ask, Heather, why are you so passionate about writing books? I have written 2 Amazon bestsellers. I absolutely loved the experience, and I loved the fact that I could grow my business while I wrote the books. And so I now can help other people who want to write books learn how to write books and make money while they're doing it. And I think there's going to be some surprises for you today as we go through. Hello, Dawn Olson. So good to have you on. We're talking about writing books today. And so we're going to go through 4 things about writing books. And so those 4 things are making your book into an asset. And how can your book be an asset long term that lasts way longer than what a social media post ever will? And so creating that asset not only in a way that'll make you money, but also that will leave a legacy. The second thing we're going to talk about today is that rhythm of writing. There's a lot of ideas and thoughts about what it's like to write a book, and I'm absolutely going to share with you the truth. What is it really like to write a book? And I'm going to share my experiences, and I'm also have the benefit of sharing the experiences of a lot of other people that we have helped. And so I'll tell you best practices for writing a book and kind of that rhythm of writing, we call it. Number 3 is turning pages into paychecks. How do we really make money with a book? How does that really happen? And then the Amazon bestseller game. Everybody wants to know about that. It's definitely our secret sauce at the CFI Publishing Company. And how do we help people go for that big gusto, that trying to be an Amazon bestseller? And of course, there's never any guarantees. Amazon is not the easiest monster to work with when it comes to publishing a book, but it's absolutely worth it. It's just an amazing experience to have that opportunity to try to make that happen. And so both my first 2 books became Amazon bestsellers. The way I launched them were night and day. One of them I wrote pre-AI. The second one I wrote post-AI. Massive amount of difference in how I did that and the tools I was able to use along the way. But all of that impacts how we go and write the book and also get it out on Amazon. And so if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. If I see them, I'm absolutely going to answer them. Sometimes it's hard to see them as things are coming through and people are joining, and I will try to get to them if I see them. If I don't get to them during this video, I promise you that I will, 1, tell you a way to get your questions answered, and 2, I also will try to answer all of them in the comments. So stay tuned for that at the end. All right, number 1, creating an asset. How do you create an asset with your book? So first of all, it's really important that you have a solid vision and business plan in place. If you work with CFI Publishing, we take authors and help authors that have solid business plans in place. So you have a vision, you have a mission, you have a way, an offer, a way of serving people and helping people already in place, and you know who your ideal client is. Now, once in a while, probably most often, future authors will come into us. They start working with us. Like, we gotta get stronger in that. We gotta get stronger with who our ideal client is. We need to get stronger with what our offer is so that we really can maximize this opportunity of creating a book and publishing it. But we want to start with those things. Now, can you go find somebody else to help you write a book and not necessarily have a business side of it? You can. That's just not what we do. At CFI Publishing, we help people publish books that's going to help grow their business. That's what we do. So not the memoir thing, not just your story. It's got to be tied to some sort of business. And so the book is going to make you the authority in every room. So it gets easier to get speaking engagements. And some of you know I'm not bragging. I just share because I want you to know it's possible. I have the best speaker agent in the agriculture industry, and I speak on stages about agriculture. Now, do you see me publishing that? No, you don't see me promoting that at all. They do all that for me. I just show up and speak. That book got me the podcast, got me in the right rooms, got me notified noticed by them. Got me the referrals I needed to them because they don't just take everybody. And so that is what that book did for me. It opened that door. And so books can open doors for you like that also, which makes you the authority in every room. You can get on more stages, get on more podcasts, just do more and share your story more and share how you help and serve people more. And so that's a huge, huge benefit of a book. Also, it's a solid book. It's not going away. We post something on social media and it is gone. And I mean, I'm going to post this on YouTube, and it'll be there a while, but it's definitely not going to be there as long as my books will be there. And so, Open Source for Speakers gives you that legacy. What I don't want people to expect, so I'm going to give you pros and cons all the way along here today, right? Because that's my job. Don't expect to just write your book and put it out there and just people are just going to go buy it and you're going to make a ton of money off the book sales. Because that's not it. It's making the authority. It's driving your business, making more business deals that actually you get your revenue from. Now, of course, I get a paycheck from Amazon. A commissions check from Amazon every so often. It shows up in my checking account, and that's fantastic. And I'm glad that happens with my books and my book sale. But honestly, it's the speaking and the helping the new clients that is what brings in their revenue. And so don't expect that it's just going to be the sales of the book that's going to be the big thing. A lot of books get written and make no money. It's everything that goes with it and the promoting of the book. And so let's talk about that, like writing the book. I think people a lot of times, we think so much, we overthink the writing of the book, and it doesn't need to be that way. I find writing very systematic. And I don't tend to be a systematic person, but when it comes to writing a book, I'm super, super systematic. And my successful writers that get through the process easily and enjoy it also are super systematic. And so we don't want to make writing this book this emotionally draining thing or this up and down thing, right? Like, we don't want it to be that way. We have the knowledge, we have the experience, we want to get it down on paper and publish it so that we can share it. And so it's a systematic process. I think what probably surprises people the most about it is I start with a really good outline, like a really, really good summary. My first one was 35 pages long that we could work from, me and my team. Both times I had a team that we could work through writing it from that outline. And so that upfront work, when we work with people, we have an outline we give them. You can go online and type it if you want to, or some people like to handwrite it. We don't care, but get everything down from what you want your reader to know, how you want your reader to feel, stories that go along with what you want them to know. There's like different sections for each chapter, and we do that pre-work. We don't worry about being grammatically correct or even super flowy. We just want to get the ideas down. And so that is the first step, is that 35 minus 35 years might not be document that is going to outline your whole entire book. So we do that. What I don't want people to think it is like a Hallmark movie, where you quit your whole entire life and you stop everything and you go find a cabin in a small town on the lake somewhere and you meet the love of your life and you got your publisher yiping at you to get your book done, right? It's not like that. We have busy lives. Our lives do not stop as we're writing. We continue to live our lives, and we schedule our writing into our lives. And so Saturday mornings is a hot time. It's a hot time for me. It's a hot time for my authors. We get going early in the morning, get up, have meetings with me, get writing, get it done. That seems to work well. You could be a night writer, that's fine too. Whatever works for you. But Saturday mornings for me tend to be the really hot time. Nobody else is doing anything. Nobody's up at, 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and I am. So let's get it written, right? And get it done. And so it's that rhythm of writing and that consistency. And we usually figure a chapter a week. So when we get into that rhythm, and again, I coach one-on-one. This isn't a group coaching situation. I do connect my authors if I think it can benefit them and they can help each other and enjoy each other's company and support each other through the process. But I don't do group coaching with my publishing company. It's all one-on-one. And so that's super, super good. But it's not the hallmark, shut your life off to go write your book. Your life continues and we fit the book in, and it really is just a couple hours a week. And before you know it, your book will be done. And like I said, if we start now, you'll be done by the end of the summer. So, which is absolutely fantastic. So that's number 2, the rhythm of writing. And I appreciate everybody joining me. I'm gonna go over quick. We're talking about book writing today. So we're talking about creating an asset. We've talked about writing rhythm and how we write this, because I know people are joining us now. I'm gonna talk about turning your book into money. Turning that book into money. And I touched a little bit on it, but I'm gonna touch a little more on that. So start marketing day 1. Start marketing day 1. Go out and let people know that you are writing a book. Let them know what you do, how you help people. Use the book as part of your marketing from day 1, even though it's not written. And get people involved in your story. They want to know. They want to know how your writing is going. They want to know the ups. They want to know the downs. Let them help pick your cover out. You are the expert already. The book is educating your ideal client and drawing them into you. Share it while you're going with it. That is while you're writing. I think that's the most important thing that gets missed. We get too bogged down in just the writing, and at the end of the day, we're writing to help people, so let's get helping them right away while we're doing the writing. My first book, I interviewed 100 farm wives to write that book. It's during COVID, I met some amazing people along that journey that were some of my greatest supporters of my business, greatest supporters absolutely of the book. And I didn't exactly share every story in there in the way you would think I would have, and really probably could have. It was more of the general information and the ideas that I was pulling out throughout the book. And so who can you pull in to help support you through the writing? I had a Facebook group. We don't do so many of those anymore. It's a little bit different, isn't it? But I had a Facebook group just about my writing, and we had a whole lot of fun with that. And so make sure you're marketing all the way. We expect people to start making money day 1. The interesting thing is too, a lot of times, and I have one particular situation in my mind, people started writing their books and their businesses got so busy that they really were in gridlock. Like, anybody can relate to that. Like, when your business just takes off and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have time. I don't have time, 2 hours, right? Well, that's amazing. That's what we want. We want your business to grow. And in those situations, we can really step in from CFI Publishing and help you with that writing if you get to that point. Now, a lot of people come in, they want to do all their own writing, and they absolutely do. However, I have to warn you, it's not unusual to get halfway through your book, you're doing your marketing, you're out there, you're promoting it, and you're so busy, you're like, okay, help me more with the writing. And so, full service, we are here to absolutely help you, and that is a really good problem to have, to be so busy that you need help with your writing. So, anyways, so start publishing right away, position that book to make you the expert. It's a great way to share what you do without being salesy, right? At the end of the day, that's what's amazing. Some people call the book the new business card, and it might be, but I love the idea that there's nothing salesy about it. You're just sharing your knowledge with people that have pain points that you can absolutely help with. And then, all right, we talked about those. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the Amazon game, and what is that Amazon game like? And so it's a process, and we've done several, and every time it's a little different because Amazon changes the game, and it's their game, so they get to change it. There's a process of pre-release. You've probably seen that. Then there's a process of the release day and the actual becoming the Amazon bestseller. And so we want to choose our categories wisely on what our book is in, because when you go to be an Amazon bestseller on that day, whoever else is in that category is who you're going to be up against. And so you could hit a big day where a lot of people are really wanting to become Amazon bestsellers and got big books coming out, or you got some big names that come out, and that's who you're against. Or you may pick a slow day. We don't know who else is going to be on that Amazon bestseller launch that day, who else is also trying to get that. And so there's some of the unknown there. But it's a lot of fun. We have software that we attach to Amazon and your book. I think it's probably the most daunting part is the becoming the Amazon bestseller and making sure that everything is absolutely perfect in Amazon to make that happen. And we do all that behind the scenes and help our authors with that. But that setup does take a couple months actually in the end. And during that time also, I have a partner, Michelle, who does editing for us and edits all the books. She does all the formatting, which I never knew was such a big deal until I started publishing books, but the formatting is a really big deal. You don't want to miss that and not have somebody there to help you. And so this really brings up the point that you need a team. To go it alone is probably not going to work out for you, and you may get the book done, but it's not going to look like you want it. You're probably not going to make the Amazon bestseller list and make that work for you. You really, there's so much more to it than just writing the book. It's the editing, it's the formatting, it's getting it out in the system correctly. And so you're going to want a team so that you can really concentrate on your message and what you absolutely want to share. And so don't take my PowerPoint says don't take the Amazon relationship for granted, ever. We're going to go for an Amazon bestseller. Every author we have sure does. And that's what we can do. And so it's a really, really fun day. People have parties. I released some, like I was on the beach and I was able to kind of release the book there a little bit. It was a whole lot of fun when I happened to release my first book. And so that was great. So that is that part of it. It is the Amazon bestseller game. You might as well do it. If you have already written a book and it didn't become what you wanted it to become, don't hesitate to reach out to us because we're absolutely here to help you relaunch it. Or maybe you have a book and it's never went on Amazon, and not every book has to go on Amazon. It's just a really great way to print on demand so you're not having to have a lot of that upfront cost. That's one of the very common questions people ask. They're like, how many copies do I have to print? And you really don't. You can just have it printed on demand from Amazon as people order it. So really is absolutely the best way to do that. And so that's what I want to go over today. Hopefully this was helpful. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if it was. And then also any questions people may have. Self-publishing, yeah, that's a great question. Let's talk about self-publishing. I read the percentage of books that are self-published is really, really high now. Like I think it's in the 80s. And when if you work with us, CFI Publishing, it's considered self-publishing. You're publishing your own book. It just depends on how we put it in the system in regards to the names it's under and what that looks like. But you are in charge of it. You own the rights to it. You never give that up. You have the ISBN number, which is super important. Amazon doesn't have it. A publishing house doesn't have it. It's yours. And so that's a really important part of that when you self-publish. It's gotten so much easier to self-publish and cost-effective, and you don't have all the roadblocks that you would if you try to go to a publisher. Now, people that want to use a regular publisher, I think, and I'm talking about like the regular publishers that pay you, you don't pay them, right? Like, so if they come and they say, hey, we're going to give you X amount of money and you're going to write this book, like you're a famous author. The percentage of people that actually get those deals is about 1%. It's super, super low. And so why wait for that? Why waste the time trying to get that? The best thing you can do is just start writing and get your book out there. And so the best way to do that is to self-publish. Fastest way, less roadblocks, most cost-effective, self-publish. Now, it's interesting too, because even people like Jenna Kutcher, I don't know if you guys follow her, some other famous people out there that have had the big contracts with the big publishing houses that pay them lots of money to write the books, and also they have self-published. They say they prefer self-publishing over the big contracts. Isn't that crazy? Let me tell you that again. Famous people that can get big contracts to write books still prefer self-publishing over the big fancy contracts with all the money. And the reason being because you still keep control of the book. Jenna shared a story where she had published a book and She wanted to make some, changes on the handouts that go with it because it's marketing type stuff. That's what she does, and that stuff's always changing. And she wanted to do some cool things with it and promote it in different ways. Publishing company that owned it at that point, because they paid her for it, said, nope, it's ours, and no, we don't want to do that. We don't see that way. That's not good, right? Like that's not good at all. You want to keep control of your book. You want to be able to do with it as you want to do it. You want to do revisions in the future. You want to add things to it. All of that you want to be able to do. You want to keep control of that. So I wouldn't get glossy-eyed with this idea that a publisher is going to show up and pay you $100,000 to write a book, because frankly, I don't think you want that. What I think you want, and I know you want, is you want to be able to keep control of that book and publish it yourself and be able to promote it yourself and control it yourself. And so, and frankly, who's waiting around on that 1%? Not me, man. Let's get going, right? Let's get the book out there. So that's self-publishing. And there's some different categories in between self-publishing and the big old the clearing houses. And so be mindful of that, but I would look for somebody that says, hey, you're self-publishing. At the end of the day, this is your book. You have the ISBN number to do whatever you want to do with it. Take it and go with it. When we work with people, as soon as we are done with the book, of course, they can keep us on to help them market it if they want to, but it's theirs. Like, they have the Amazon account, they have full control. They can do whatever they want to with it, and so they can make changes. So that's the self-publishing. Any other questions? First steps. So yeah, first steps, next steps. If you're considering it and you've heard this information today, I just set up a call with me, DM me. Me or my business partner will get on the phone with you. Maybe you'll get both of us. Who knows? And we just love to hear what your book idea is. That's what it starts with. We can't lose sight of that. What is the idea that's really driving you, and what really interests you? And how do you help and serve people, and how can we put a book out there that is going to make that deeper and be able to help you help more people? That's really what it is about. It absolutely needs to start with the reader in mind. And I haven't mentioned that yet. It absolutely needs to start with the reader in mind. So it's not about the writer or the writer's ego. It's about the reader. And so the first step is, I would say, have a call with us at CFI Publishing. Let's just talk. We love talking about books. We love everything about books here, but we will talk through what your vision is, what you're worried about, what your thoughts are, who you help, and just see if it's a good idea or not. And I will tell you, we are super honest with you. And we are super honest with every author that we've ever talked with. And, that's what our job is. And I'm not going to tell you I think it's a great idea if I don't. And people do come in with crazy ideas. And I have to tell them, I'm sorry. I don't think anybody's going to buy that book. I just don't think that's it. And so sometimes we can help them model it into something else. But I would rather do that than have somebody get all the way into a book project and expect it to be something that it's just not going to be. And so that's the world of publishing. That's what a publisher is, and that's what we do. Is we help people decide, is this a good idea, or is this not? And we do that with book coaching. That's really our role is book coaching. And so that would be the next step. I think meet with us. Let's have a conversation. See what you're thinking, and if you need the team and you need the support and the help, we can sure talk about that. If you want to go it alone, that's fine too. We no hard feelings. We just like to talk about books and your idea. But I do want to make sure people go into it knowing what to expect, and we can absolutely do that through a phone call. So, okay. Any other questions? If you were on and you are in the 1010 Impact Club, you are in my membership group, we are jumping on our Zoom call in 5 minutes. We're going to continue this conversation about writing books. We'll be on Zoom, so you can ask all sorts of questions. If you are not in that group, stay tuned. This video is going to be posted. I'm going to tell you how you can get in the 1010 Impact Club, which is a business growing membership group where we all hang out together, support each other to just really grow amazing businesses and generate leads. And a huge part of that is writing books. And some people in the group are writing books and some aren't, but we all are absolutely there to help. And it's a great way to tap into the knowledge of CFI Publishing and me. With writing books is a great entryway level just to get as much information as you can, because I don't hold back in that group, and then we can see where we're at. So if you were in 1010 Impact Club, remember 4 minutes from now, we are jumping on a Zoom call to answer all your questions. If you're not in that group, look for the membership information. You can join and get in on the next one. Also, I will put my website at the end of this. If you want to click on that, you can get the handout that went with this. And you can get a list of 23 ways to make money from your book and all other things about CFI publishing. So hopefully this was helpful for you. I really wanted to give you information about writing a book. If it's on your mind, I would think about like, how can I get this done by the end of the summer, and what will it look like if I do? If I go into fall with my book written, what will it look like for me? What will my business look like for me? What will life look like for me? How will things be different if I have that solid book that I can hand to people that's going to help and serve them? And so awesome, amazing to have you here. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. We do this every Thursday night, so make sure and join us next Thursday too. All right, take care.